Welcome to On the House. In this episode, John gets his revenge.
Why? Why are you so passive?
That he just did this.
And has a few choice words for Julian.
You're the worst storyteller ever.
Bro, I was working.
Not to be outdone, Julian fires back.
What the fuck are you doing here?
That's wild.
Later, we find out that Julian is a stickler for name brand products.
When I see you cook with pasta, that don't say Barilla?
And hates dating a specific group.
My generation's crap, man. I can't date my generation.
With his newfound mic, John finds his voice
I know you like my voice now. It's all good. You can tell me.
and attempts to entertain us with an impersonation.
Oh, I suck. Oh, I'm the worst.
Will the guys stick to their newly established schedule?
So far off topic. That's the only reason why I wasn't going to.
Go for
but
it.
if you
No,
like-
we want to hear it.
Spoiler alert, they don't. Tune in anyway and enjoy this week's episode of On the House.
What's going on, y'all? I am here with my guy John for another episode of On the House. What is we 19 now? We 19
This is 19.
deep. Let's get it, bro.
19.
Yo, we got a fire list of topics, but I'm just grateful to be back here, man. So honestly, John, I want to ask you for this week, what is something about content creation that you're grateful for?
Wow.
Yeah.
Content creation, huh?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm honestly grateful to just be able to be in a space to express myself creatively. I don't know what I would be doing otherwise because I started doing it at a time when I was depressed and I didn't know why. One of them was I didn't have a creative outlet. I was just doing go to work, go home, go to work, go home, go to work, go home. And then going out occasionally, but I wasn't expressing myself, which I'm so used to doing, whether it was writing or whatever it was before. So I'm just grateful to that I'm there and confident enough now to just be myself, honestly, because I wasn't for a long time. But I don't know. I'm grateful for a lot of people I met through it too. You know what I'm saying? Just the doors it's opened, the opportunities it's given me, the people I've met. You know, there's a bunch of people that are in my life now regularly that I wouldn't know otherwise. It's just fucking wild just to think about. So, yeah, I'm just grateful for the opportunities and everything, and then just being able to express myself. Yeah, that's it, man. It's just giving me. It's just been great just to be able to just be a stupid ass online and just see just completely ridiculous for the most part, and then just see people responding to it. That shit was wild to me because I think I'm funny sometimes. I have my moments, but when I do silly shit and see the number of people that resonated with it, or you know, just the comments or the people, just all of it, dude, all of it. It's such a thing that's easy to it's easy to find bad things about it because there's a lot of them. But when I step back and look at all the good things that have come from it, it's a lot. It's a whole lot. So all that shit I listed, I'm grateful for all of it. You know, meeting the friends I have now, like you, like T, like Jinx, like Jat. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm leaving anybody out, am I? Probably. If I did, I'm sorry. But
We still love you.
yeah, it's just I'm on the spot right now, so forgive me. But that and then Kelsey, Michelle, my bad, I almost forgot y'all.
You would have been in trouble.
I'd have been in so much trouble. Woo, I'd have been in trouble. I
Michelle,
apologize.
don't do that, bro. Come on,
my
man.
bad, Michelle. My bad.
Ooh,
but
Kelsey
yeah,
cool
so-
too, man. Don't leave them out, John. Come on, man.
I know. I'm sorry. I know she'll give me shit about that. But yeah, just that, and then man, I was long-winded and I said the same thing a lot of times, but that's what I'm grateful for.
Man, you had to steal my answer yet again. So here we go. I'm gonna have to change it up. I'm gonna say everything.
Yours?
everything he just said. Well, mine was mainly like, the people I met, but so I'm gonna double it down and say everything he said, but I'm gonna add something to it too. Okay. I've been doing this since I was 16 years old. So just watching myself transform online and watching myself grow online, like I was a kid making content. Now I have a kid and I'm making content. So it's just like, I don't know, man. Just seeing myself grow online is actually kind of crazy. I can go back and watch videos from when I was 16 years old right now. Like if I really wanted to, I can go back and watch some of those videos, like my first ever YouTube video. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. So like seeing myself age up, seeing myself grow, watching myself learn more about the craft. Back then I was all about like getting views and like doing what gets you views. Like now I just, I want to be excellent at the craft, man. Like I was showing John, I made like a whole like scrapbook of ideas I want to steal from people and like shots and stuff I want to steal to like recreate one day, just things like that. Watching myself go from being just like a view hacker to being an actual like, purist has been a lot of fun, So obviously, yes, I love the people I met. I love the interactions I have. I love being able to go to New York and not expecting to see anyone I know, but then having a room full of people I know, like that's amazing. But at the end of the day, really just the name of the game of life is growing, and watching myself grow has been kind of crazy. Like when I step back and look at it, I'm like, dang, that's wild, man.
Damn, that's crazy because, if I go back, I can see myself grow creatively. I can see the struggles in the beginning, the awkwardness, not knowing the direction I wanted to go, not knowing who I wanted to be, how I wanted to present myself. Because I can remember vividly. I know exactly what the first video I made was. It was just some awkward dance to some song because that's what I thought I wanted to do. Some song by Childish Gambino. I know exactly the song. But so me going back, that's what I'll see. I'll see like this guy not figuring, just knowing I have all these ideas. Like the start of the shit for me is so many different just random skits throwing out there because I just had all of these ideas that I'd held back for so long that just came out. That just was like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that. And just all over the place. So for me, it's growing creatively. It's wild to think that you can actually see yourself mature and grow.
I didn't have facial hair when I started.
That's wild, dude. Do you have hair on your head? I'm sorry.
I'm good. I had an afro at one point. I had an afro at one point in my videos. I'll put all these pictures up. If I remember, I'll put all these pictures up as I'm talking about it. I'll take screenshots and we'll put them out there. But I literally had there's me with no facial hair whatsoever on YouTube. Then there's also me with an afro, like
baby face
afro, like crazy. Yeah. I had twists. I was on my dread journey. I don't know if I have videos when I don't know if I did videos while I had my twists, but yeah, man, I've really like grown up on YouTube, man. It's kind of crazy.
Damn. Yeah. We got it. Cause I don't even think I've seen that shit. So I got it.
No, nobody has. Barely anybody has. Hey, you guys been following me a long time to have been a part of that journey, man. It's been a minute.
Damn. Yeah. That's wild.
I streamed 262 days straight. Every night at one point.
Wow.
Every night. Yeah.
Wow.
That was a journey.
Damn.
Telling you, man, I've been around. I've grown. That's why I love it, man. There's just been so many phases of this creative path for me, man. I love it. I'm here for all of it, man.
Yeah. Me too. I wasn't big on social media at all. I sort of missed it as a generation. You know what I mean? By the time it came out, I wasn't really that into it. So I didn't see this for me at all. At all. Just to be a late adopter to it and just try to navigate it because I first it was pictures, honestly. It was Instagram. It was where I started. When I wanted to be a model back in the day. Right. Was I around? I was right around your age. Yep.
Mr. House.
I was right around there trying to be a model.
Yeah, a billboard somewhere.
I wish. I'm in a magazine somewhere, but not on no billboard.
I'm in a music video, a country music video.
What?
As an extra.
Country music. I would not. See, this is yet another thing. See, we got to have a counter or something you say on here where I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Called Ghost Story by Whitney Wars. You can look it up.
Go look that shit up.
I'm sitting in,
I want to see
there's
this
like
shit.
a crowd full of people. There's a gang of people. I'm sitting in that crowd.
Yo, that's wild, dude. That's wild. You know, I don't know if we should do this just because that's what we talked about. But I mean, if you splice some pictures into you, I'm cool with throwing some in when I'm of my colorful modeling days.
Let's go.
I can't let you go on like that.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I gotta remember to do all this. When I'm editing, I'm gonna take notes, put it in there so I remember, because I want to get all this. I don't want to leave y'all hanging. I want y'all to see all of it. Yeah, you're part of the journey now. You're subscribed to the On the House fam, or if you're listening, you're gonna subscribe right now because this is a great podcast. I want you to be in on all of it, man. Let's get it.
Last part,
John. What are you drinking tonight, dog?
All right, so I've kind of had this before, but it just felt right. You know what I mean?
Sometimes it just
so
be
it's
like
that
that.
it's that same sweet tea whiskey. But this time instead of lemonade, I put limeade.
Oh.
Yeah. So my ice done melted, but I like lime more than lemon anyway. So it's just a different flavor, but still, I don't know if it's an Arnold Palmer. I'm gonna call it I don't know. Charnold Palmer. A Mario Chalmers.
Throw me a oop. And I'm gonna come in and dunk it. For me, I got. Let me stop. I got this mango margarita in a can. I'm not gonna sit here and give the brand away, but I got a mango margarita in a can. Actually, I finished the mango one. I'm on the strawberry now. It's a whole 12 pack, so I'm 2 deep. Well, 1.5 deep. So I'm gonna probably do one more. I might try the regular margarita flavor after this.
Okay.
But yeah, so far so good. So far it's amazing. I love it. Mango's a W, strawberry's a W. So I'm down. We got a few more segments, so you might see me switch up to the regular margarita. If it's bad during the episode, I'll let you know. Hey, this ain't the one. But so far, mango and strawberry have been a hit.
Yeah, you killed that mango. That shit was gone so quick.
All right. Full transparency, guys. I haven't been able to drink or talk to anyone, so I'm going to be very talkative this episode. My son had hand, foot, and mouth disease. So that last episode you saw, I was just getting sick as I recorded that because he got me sick. As we recorded that, I was just getting sick, and literally I haven't been able to talk since we recorded that episode. And it's literally been like a week and a half.
Yeah.
I could talk. I shouldn't say I can't talk. I could talk, but it was very painful to talk for extended periods. So I'm feeling very talkative. I'm very excited to be back and recording tonight. And it feels nice to be able to drink because I haven't drank in a while. Like I was telling John, like I need social interaction. I'm a huge extrovert. I need social interaction and I haven't gotten any. So if this episode runs long tonight, it's probably my fault. But anyway, our segment for today, what we're going to be talking about after we get back from commercials, we're going to talk about when did you realize they weren't the one? That might be helpful. Or it might just be like a relatable topic. Who knows? But it also is going to tie into red flags and all that. So make sure you stick around and hear about some of our biggest red flags and things we realize that were no-goes for us. But then we're going to go to commercial and we're going to have a fun segment after that, man. So it's going to be a great episode. So we'll see you after commercial. It's about to be fire. We are back with our main segment of this episode. We're going to be talking about when did you realize they weren't the one? this is an interesting topic because sometimes you just get to that point in your relationship where you're just like, this ain't for me. This ain't for me.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And in fact, I think that it's good that you realized it with enough time before it was really like dangerous for everyone involved, you know, where it's like, all right, this is gone too deep. A lot of people are going to get hurt. A lot of people are in the mix. And honestly, it could be a case where you did discover it when a lot of people got hurt. A lot of people were in the mix. Or you could be in it now and you're thinking like, they might not be the one for me. But we're going to talk about all that. So let's start with our own experiences. For me, my last 2 relationships, because those are like the main ones I really count. I had a 2.5 year and a 4 year. I'll start with my 2.5 year. My 2.5 year, I was growing at a pace faster. Excuse me. I was growing at a pace faster than my girlfriend at the time. Dang, man, these bubbles, man. It's drinks in this can got me like messed up. But I was growing at a pace faster than my ex at the time, and I don't know. I just kind of felt like we hit a wall, man. I felt like it was like there was nothing, no ground being broken. Nothing was coming of it. Like I had just got my license. I was driving. But like this, I'm about to, oh my gosh, she's going to kill me, dude. Like cause we're still friends to this day. Like we're cool, but like I would have to go to the movies like with a chaperone with her. And I'm like, why am I going somewhere with a chaperone when I'm driving myself here? It just felt kind of ridiculous to me. You know what I mean? Like
supervised visitation.
Yeah, it felt like that. It felt kind of like weird. And it's like, we're in a public place. Like, what you think gonna happen? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah, it made me uncomfortable. Like, I don't know. But so that was like a sign for me. But then also, sometimes you gotta let go of something so people could grow. And I think we had gotten there where it's like, all right, like, we're cool, but like this isn't, I'm not like, I don't know, man, this is going to sound awful, but it's like, I'm not like overly in love with you. Like where I'm like, oh my God, like I'm like, you know, head over heels, like, you know, like all that stuff is like, it fades away, especially as a young kid, it faded away, you know? So I'm not going to harp on that one too long because it's high school. I was young. Let's move on. My most recent one, my son's mom. See, I haven't really talked about this on the internet yet. I guess we kind of did. Like we did an episode together where we talked about it. Okay, I think that I feel like that one was more of just like we're going down 2 separate paths in our life. Mm-hmm. And dang it, man, I hate to say it like this, but it goes back to the same high school thing. Sometimes I feel like I'm moving at such a faster pace that it's like, if you're not with me, you're not with me kind of thing. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? And I feel like such a jerk saying it like that.
It's not, I mean, you're kind of a jerk the way you word it, but I know what your intention is. It's not, I know you're not trying to come off that way. It's just we're similar in that regard because and the reason why I'm sort of expanding on this for you is because I felt the same way where I would feel like I'm evolving as a person and changing and, you know,
growing,
bettering myself, working on myself constantly. And not a lot of people do that. So, in addition to maturing and aging naturally, which is difficult to be in a relationship at a young age because of that factor where you are changing like who you are when you're late teens, early 20s is typically not who you are when you are in your 30s or even in late 20s even. So it's difficult to be in relationships for that long because who you are and who you change into, who you evolve into, who you mature into may not be attracted to that person that you were with. So it makes those relationships extremely difficult because of that. Because that person may not mature at all. They may not be looking to, self-improve in the way you have. Or when you do mature and they mature, maybe you're both like, oh, okay. Like it was cool when it was, but we aren't just, you're not my type. I'm not your type. That's just not what I'm looking for anymore. But because a lot of people get, I'm not going to say stuck, but where they get heavily involved in relationships at those ages, it makes it difficult to move on from there because of that. So I don't think it's bad to say. I mean, I had the same thing in both of my relationships where I started to change and, they changed too, but I had changed a lot to where it was like, either I was unhappy with what I had held back because I got more confident now and I'm like, I don't know if I'm into this anymore. So it was that, or they were like, I like who you were. I don't like who you are now. We're just not compatible anymore. So that's.
I like who you were.
I like who you were.
Hold on. If you like last week's episode better, we're sorry. John had a I don't want to say a better mic. John had a different mic, a great mic for a different situation. But John bought a podcasting mic now. John's a podcaster, bro. So he's going to sound a little different. I forgot to address it earlier. John's going to sound a little different this episode.
I was going to wait. But we could do it now. No, you good. You good. It came up when it came up. I know you like my voice now. It's all good. You can tell me in the comments right now how much you like my voice. It's all right. Thank you. Appreciate you.
We just lost every single 5-star review we ever had on this episode. That's crazy, bro. That is crazy. Wow.
You knew it was coming.
Thanks for just completely. Wow. All right. How do we recover from this?
I don't think we.
I'm trying to recover and be a producer and put my producer hat on, but I don't even know where to pop it on at and turn it around and spin it.
So
it's worse than my thing last week.
I'm gonna piggyback on some stuff you had said because in my first relationship, I'll say, not counting the one in high school, my first one after that, I knew she wasn't the one for me then when I realized I wasn't mature enough or ready to date a woman that had kids. I was 24, and I just wasn't ready for it. I talked about it a little bit on here before.
Hold on.
Huh?
Your first relationship outside of high school was with a woman with kids?
She had one kid. Yeah, we went to high school together, and she had a 2-year-old.
No offense. But of course you're not going to be ready. Of course you're not. You're in a, that's your first relationship outside of high school. And you didn't have kids prior. So of course you're not going to be mature enough and ready to be in a relationship with someone with kids. I don't know. I feel like that's obvious. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's nothing bad against you. It's just a clear, bro, that's a lot for a young kid, bro.
Yeah, and I don't care if it does look bad against me, but I just wasn't. As soon as I talked about it before. As soon as I was like, this would work if she didn't have a kid, then it was then this isn't it.
I feel like when you talked about it before, I don't know if the audience will feel this way too, but when you talked about it before, I was assuming that was a 31, 32-year-old John in that relationship. I didn't realize you were talking about a 24-year-old kid in that relationship.
24.
That's crazy, bro. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and there are cases where some 24-year-olds are mature enough to be in a situation where they could date a woman with kids. I'm not going to sit here and say that's not possible. but especially today, that is not common, man. Like 24-year-olds can barely date without kids, let alone with kids. You know what I mean?
And I was an extremely late bloomer. There's a lot of factors that go into that. We ain't got to get into that. But just I matured late. I actually had therapy recently, and I figured out why I matured so late. Crazy. Wow.
Do you want to share?
Huh?
Because I'm curious. Do you want to share it?
Oh, yeah. I don't give a... It's so far off topic. That's the only reason why I wasn't going to.
Go for it. No. We want to hear it. Let's go.
So I was such a late bloomer as far as maturing because of the bullying I had got from family. So from my dad specifically, whenever I wanted to express myself or, whenever I was trying to be myself, express myself, just be myself, it was always shut down, or it was met with like this sort of, how do I put it? He really found joy in asking a question he knew the answer to, and then sort of shitting on you when you didn't get the answer right. So like asking you something and then you not doing it right, or telling you to do something, or having you do something and you don't do it right, and he would gloat in that fact. Just like, see, you don't know what you're doing. You don't, like that whole thing. So it made me just retreat into myself and be afraid to try anything, to do anything, and that shut me down emotionally. So I didn't mature. I matured much later because of that. I didn't realize that was why. I knew I'd matured later, but like when I talk to you or like other people that were around, that are younger than me, and when I think of myself at that age, it's like, dude, I was not even remotely close to them. Like I didn't actually start maturing until like late 20s, early 30s. Like, why did it take me so fucking long? So yeah, I didn't realize that was a culprit of it, but that just made me so afraid to express myself. And that was a huge reason why I was so shy and was just kind of went along with whatever, because I was afraid. I was afraid if I showed myself or if I tried anything, people would just make fun of me or chastise me. And I was a turtle in its shell for a long ass time because of that. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, I mean, it helps out because now I'm like, okay, cool. Like, where have I been? What part of my life have I been holding back because I'm a turtle in my shell? Like in audience, I want to inspire you with that story too, because what part of your life are you holding back and, afraid of chastisement or being made fun of or picked on for just being who you are? If it's who you are, it's who you are. Like, just be you, No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the danger of it was I had just gotten so used to doing it that I just thought that's who I was. So I didn't even start. I never examined it until recently. Like it was just, I just chalked it up as, I was a late bloomer. That's just what I chalked it up as. But it came up when I had therapy recently, and it was just like, because I was just curious. Like, I don't know why. And then we talked about it, and it was like, oh shit. I was like, that could do it? And she was like, yeah.
Well, and I think it ties into this episode too, because it's like someone might not be the one because either they're a late bloomer or you yourself are a late bloomer, or you're afraid to be yourself and show your true self. And because you're afraid to show your real self, the person doesn't feel like they're actually dating the real you. Well, they think they are, but they're actually not, because you're not showing them who you really are. And that's a big deal, like you should know who you're with.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough because it's them. It's you being afraid too, because I did that in both of my long-term relationships. I wasn't myself, and I wasn't confident enough to be myself. So I just changed into who they liked because I was too afraid to be myself because of that. And so that wasn't fair to them because I was just sort of molding myself to fit in. And that wasn't fair to them, because if I was who I was from the beginning, those relationships wouldn't have lasted half as long, if that. So there's that side of it. And there's also the side of what we talked about before, when people are who they are and you're like, if you weren't like that, then you'd be perfect. It's back to that. And so they're like, if you weren't like that, if you didn't have this trait, if you weren't so goofy, then you'd be the one. And a lot of times, like you said, you've said it. I like that you brought that up. It's being okay to know that person's not the one and letting them go. You don't got to try to change them. It's just
let them go, man.
It's okay to just like, okay, they're not this. I can't deal with this. This is part of them, and that's not for me. So it's okay to just be like, it's not for me. And then let them go. So,
yeah, been there.
Oh,
listen,
me too.
And honestly, I don't want you guys to feel like I talked to somebody about this today, so this is kind of fresh. The road that's harder traveled is not, I guess it's technically the road less traveled. The road less traveled doesn't mean it's not the right road for you to go down. So just because it's a harder path and it's going to come with a lot more friction, a lot more pain, a lot more lonely nights crying by yourself, that don't mean it's not the right path for you in the long run. So don't put up with being unhappy. And I'm going to call some people out.
Do it. Fucking send it. We'll
I've
bleep it if we need to.
I've been with people who have left me to go be with unhappy situations because it's easier to go back to the unhappy situations. And it's sad because it's like, dude, maybe it's me. Maybe, you realize I wasn't the one. It could be that. Right? But at the same time, I don't think it's that. I think it's just like, this ain't easy. I don't want to go down this road. So I'm going to just go back to what's comfortable.
Yeah, it's a fear of the unknown. It's an analogy. It's an experiment that I heard it on a podcast. I don't remember which one because I wish I could credit it. But there was a scientist that did an experiment with, I believe it was mice, where they had some mice where they had home was peaceful. Their home in this maze or wherever they had them was just peaceful, comfortable, and everything.
They share this in a psychology class. I love this one.
And there's another one where they had like all these loud noises and stuff, and it wasn't comfortable where they had their home. But no matter what, even when their home wasn't comfortable, if there was another situation they went to when there was a threat or anything, they would always go back home, no matter how uncomfortable it was for them, just because it was familiar. And it was it was like you said, it's a psychology thing. It's even, I don't care how uncomfortable home is, it's still home. And that's what I know. And I'm afraid of that because I don't know what that is. I know what this is. Even if it's fucked up, I know what this is. And so I'm just going to keep going back. And it sucks. It sucks. And it's a hard habit to break. It's a hard mental state to break.
Going back to it though, like, all right. So like now I'm going to go into some like post-relationship stuff. Some like
all right.
Stuff where it's like, all right, even like not even the one to go on a date with. Signs I got. We're going to start with ghosting. Ghosting is crazy. Yeah. That's a good sign. Like, hey, if you're ghosting and can't have a conversation, like, yeah, we probably shouldn't go out.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So yeah, ghosting is nuts. But then also I would say indecisiveness is another sign. That's another one for me where I'm like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't do this because you don't know what you really want. And if you don't know what you want, I'm going to be kind of like this like seesaw where it's like, yeah, some days I'm with you all the way and other days I'm not. And then some days I'm with you all the way and then some days I'm not. And
yeah,
I'm not going to sit here and have my emotions on a seesaw. Like I'm not like, nah. What else? Huh. Cause like they could, so there's like not the one to like marry, but then there's also like not the one to pursue. It's like, okay, like I liked you until, I'm trying to think what some other things. I liked you until, I get the ick kind of easy. I ain't gonna lie to you, John. Like this, like you see me get the ick. Some things really do just be giving me the ick, bro.
It's the thing that's crazy about that is it's so you'll put up with a lot of shit and then get the ick on something. Now I'm not gonna say weird because I don't want to put that. Everybody has something that
I get what
they're
you
not
mean.
down with. So I don't want to say weird, but it's just like, oh, word. That's
It's almost like melodramatic.
It is because a lot of times it's not anything serious, but it's serious to you. But you'll put up with a lot of other shit.
Like, oh no, she called me short. I'm good. I'm good. That never happened to me, but
no, that never happened. That was just a good example.
Reachonthehowse@gmail if you want to do it though. You can call me short. I'll get the ick, and then I'll realize you weren't the one, and we could move on.
It'll be stuff like that, and then it'll just it'll be something like that, but then it'll be like, oh man, oh I don't want to call you out on that. Never mind.
Go ahead, call me out. We'll bleep it if it's bad. Call me out.
Because you'll say like, oh, she called me short, or like she's toxic in this ways. I kind of like toxic, and that's cool. I'm like, that's cool. You're like, yeah, but like she smoked weed every day, and I can't do that.
Yo, I'm glad you brought it up. It's not bad. Every once in a while, do your thing. Every day is kind of crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. But that's my line. Everybody has their line.
That's your line.
You know?
That's why
everybody has their line.
That's why I didn't want to call it weird. That's why I did not want to call it weird, because I don't want to put it down and make. Yeah, everyone has a line. I don't know what mine is anymore, because I've had some very. I'm gonna call it petty because it's me. I've had some petty ones.
I know a petty one that we share, but I'm not going to call us out like that.
You can call me out. I don't know if you want to.
No, we're not going to do it. No.
Okay, we got to do it. All right.
Yeah. Trust me. Now, after last week, you got to trust me when I say it. No.
All right. You got to tell me during commercial.
Live episodes, y'all. You'll catch the full deal. But anyway.
But that's, I can't think of one off the top of my head, but that's a good point. Because not everyone you're dating is going to make it to even be considered as the one. Mm-hmm. So there's levels, and I hate milestones, but there's levels to it. So if it's like, okay, is this person worth my time? I mean, it sounds harsh, but unless you don't value your time, you are putting time into someone. Is this person worth my time and my effort? It's okay to ask yourself that. And if they aren't, then don't waste it. You know, we only get but so much, and you don't want to spend time because you can't get it back. You don't want to spend time on somebody just because you feel bad. That's the last fucking thing you want to do. You don't want to do that shit.
I felt
bad, so I did this. Okay. All right. Okay. I mean, to some extent, but like, you sure? It's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope to start people pleasing that way. If you start people pleasing that way, where does it end? Where does it end? Is it because it's only gonna get harder. It's only gonna get harder to break it off and to move on. So I don't care. I don't care how petty it seems. I've told my friend this because she stopped talking to a guy because of the kind of detergent he uses. I'm not gonna call her out. If she watches this, she knows who she is. But that was a line for her. She said
okay.
She doesn't like when they use that free and clear shit because she feels like they stink. She feels like that doesn't get the clothes clean all the way. And I was like, yo, I'm not judging you. I'm not judging you. If that's how you feel, If that's something you can't deal with, I applauded her for that. If that's something you can't deal with, just shut it down. Because it's not like, instead of, what if that's what they're comfortable using, or they have a skin sensitivity or something, then you try to change their detergent later on, and now it's a big problem. To where now they're dealing with this skin.
But listen.
What?
Hear me out. If you ain't got McCormick in your kitchen, but you tell me you could cook, I'm proud of you for having spices. That's already a step forward from like where I've been before. But we gotta get off of this good and gather. Yo. Come on,
you got
now.
the Target brand shit.
Yeah, come on, man. We gotta get off of this good and gather,
That ain't
man.
nothing but sawdust.
Yeah, come on now.
You got flavored
I can go outside and get some of that. Stop playing. Give me the real stuff, man.
Good and gather spices.
Listen,
That's crazy.
when I see you cook with pasta, that don't say Barilla.
Fuck.
Come on, man. Purdue chicken. Like, I mean, I'll say some stores do have really good store brand chicken. I will give them that.
Fuck.
But like, for real, name brand stuff, I'm big on name brand. Yo, butter, I only use Land O'Lakes, bro. Only use Land O'Lakes, bro. Man. Only. For real, bro.
No, I feel that.
What else?
That shit matters. It's something you put in your body. You know what I mean?
Here's a big one right here.
Huh.
Hello. Come on now. Don't be giving me no store-bought cola. Come on now.
What is it? It's just cola.
Yeah. It's cola. What in the world?
Oh, man.
Cola.
Shasta. You don't mess with Shasta?
What is that?
I think it's still around, but when I was growing up, it was like 3 liters for 99 cents. It was a 3-liter bottle, 99 cents.
Yep. There you go. Yep. Tells you everything you need to know right there.
If I had something silly like that, that was a line for me.
I'm judging you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I walk in your kitchen, I'm judging you the minute I see it. If your foil don't say Reynolds wrap, I'm judging you. Judging you. For real, bro. For real. If that ain't a blue and pink box, I am judging you, dog. He's dying, but I'm dead serious.
I know you are. That's why it's funny. If this was a joke, that's not funny.
I'm so serious,
shit, dude. I know I got something. I've been out the game a while, so I can't remember what it used to be online for me. I don't know. The main one that comes to mind is just the conversation. Like, the shit that used to turn me off immediately is if I ask a question and you don't ask one back. If I just ask a question and you answer it.
What do you like to eat? All of it.
I like all that shit.
Yeah, I like all that shit. That's living on this podcast.
What do you like
forever.
to eat? Food?
Everything. Oh, really? No way. Me too.
What's your favorite foods? All that shit.
All
like it. You know, food. I be eating that shit.
No way. Me too. That's living. That's forever.
Yeah, like that.
On this
that
podcast,
shit, like,
being lived on, bro.
One of my favorite things I would ask was like, what are some of your favorite things to do when you aren't working? Or like, what's the latest thing that made you happy? Like something like that is what I would ask. And if it's like, what are some of your favorite things to do when you aren't working? Because you can list your hobbies, you can list shit you like to do, but I don't care about that. I want to know what you like to do like daily when you're not working. I don't want to hear this like grand scheme of things like, oh, I hike, I travel, whatever it is. Because everybody has an answer like that. I want to know on a day-to-day basis, what do you do? So when you go, you work, you come home, what are you doing? That's what I want to know. So that was one of my questions. And if it's just answer the question and that's it, what the fuck are we doing here? Because now I gotta. I just have to answer my own question or ask you another one? Like, this isn't a conversation then. Now this is an interview.
That's one of my like lines. Like, so for driving Uber, that's how I could tell if someone like wants to talk in the car or not, based upon like how they react. Like, I'll ask like, "How's your day?" If someone says good, says nothing, I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, I get it all the time.
Good.
Cool.
We done.
Literally cool.
Yeah.
Okay, keep it pushing.
All right,
We're done. That's it for real. That's
done.
it. That's how I know conversation's over. But some people continue it, and then I'm like, all right, cool. That's like literally my end. You know?
Yeah, because I know at the very least you can ask the same question just out of curiosity. But I enjoy it even more when somebody would ask a completely different question. Because that's like, yo, okay, all right, cool. Like now, because you want this conversation to go, and you're actively working to keep it going. But if you're just like, oh, I like to read, I like to walk my dog. Oh, okay, that's what's up.
I'm gonna be honest.
I'm like the damn. That's crazy.
Telling you, that's how you know I ain't listening. I like to let conversations die now, just so I could see like on my end, like where's your effort level in this conversation? You know what I mean? So like on my end, I could, because I have a bad habit of literally holding up the conversation, and people like will take advantage of that and like feed off of my energy to fuel the conversation. So I've gotten in the habit now of just like letting it die and just sitting in silence. I do it really often. Yeah, like I'll just sit in silence because I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna sit here and keep like feeling this, because they'll be talkative and they'll be talking, they'll feed off of me, but like, God forbid they say like anything themselves. I'm like, okay, cool, got it. You're not gonna just use my energy to like fuel a conversation. No. We ain't doing that. It's a give and take. Give and take.
Yeah, as it should be. You want. I know, especially for us, it's not, I mean, location matters too, but it's still fairly common to where as men, we're expected to initiate and to pursue and carry the conversation and actively do that. There's still, I don't know if it's as prevalent in your generation. In mine, it's still fairly prevalent where that's the expectation for the most part. There's a lot of women.
I date your generation.
There's a lot of women where they are like, fuck all that.
I'm too comfortable. I can't believe I just said that.
What did you say? What did you say?
Let's be real. I date your generation. My generation's crap, man. I can't date my generation. It's trash trying to date my generation.
It's because, after you've been here a while and you've been through some relationships, you're like, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck that. Like, I done spent a lot of time going through the motions, going through all these pleasantries and all that just for this shit to fail. Or I put up with things that were red flags for me that I shouldn't have, and it ultimately failed. So you get to a certain point where you're like, fuck that. Fuck all that.
Everyone in my generation has the same red flags, bro. It's like, bro, what? How do y'all all carbon copies of each other, bro? Like, literally, y'all just be copying and pasting, bro. Like, I swear,
social media
bro.
Do that. To have people, oh, that's cool. I'm going to say that's my red flag too, whether it's true or not.
When did you realize they weren't the one? When they were literally a carbon copy of the Hinge profile from the one right before that I just swiped X on. That's when I realized. When literally it's like literally copy paste profiles, like pictures in the same places, pictures with the same looks, same prompts. It's
all
like,
right, I got some petty shit. There's a difference between, because you was outing yourself. I can't let you go out like that. There's a difference between being into something and basing your whole personality off of it. So for me, a lot of times it will bug the shit out of me where it's like your whole personality is based off of this hobby. Like, that's who you are. That's not who you are. It's just something you do.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take it a step further since I'm already outing myself.
Go for it.
Your whole personality is not your pet. Stop it. Stop. That junk kills me, bro. What do you like to do? I hang out with my dog. That's all you do? That's all you do? You just watch TV with your dog all day?
Look, it's okay. I get it. You have a dog. You love it. That's fine. But that's like that. I'm not saying it can't be. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't. It shouldn't identify who you are as a person, because that's sad.
We are done.
I think that's sad. That's sad because
I agree. That's why I'm like, we're done, because I agree.
That's sad. You're not putting yourself out there. That means you're nothing without this, whatever it is, the dog, the cat, the hobby. That means you're nothing without it. If there is something that happens and that gets taken away, or your ability to do that hobby gets taken away, then who the fuck are you? That shit would bug me. You know, laziness kills me. Like, man, laziness is one of my big. I know that kills
yo. I swear, bro. Like, I'm not gonna out anybody because, like, that's one of my biggest turnoffs. But, like, man, I'm telling you right now, I work so hard, so it's like such a slap in the face when, like, I work my butt off. And I finish working, and life is okay. This is obviously outing people, but life is worse than it was when I went to work. Like, when I say worse, I mean things are like messier. Nothing's figured out. I have to figure everything out afterward, and it's like, yo, I've been grinding all day long. And I have to figure all this out after I've been grinding all day long, bro. Like, I can't be the only one like giving 110% all day, every day. Cause that's me, man. Like, especially when I love you, like, I give 110%. Like, John knows this. Like, 110%. I give everything I got, bro. I don't want to say when I love you. Like, I do it beforehand too. Like, I showed, like, that's just who I am, you know, and I give you proof that that's who I am. I give 110%. So yeah, when I'm shown that, like, I should have taken it as a red flag before, but now I definitely am when people aren't giving 110%. Even, man, I've got myself entangled with people who don't even give 50%. So, like, I
was gonna say 110 is not the standard. It's you.
Yeah, I need at least 70.
Yeah, because not everybody's giving 100 all the time.
No, but and that's okay. But communication, that's where communication kicks in. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, be able to say, like, hey, listen, I can't give 100 today. I'm tired, and that's why I'm like, oh, it's all good, babe. Like, I get it. Like, you can't give 100 every day. There are days where I don't got it. Like, I was sick all last week. I didn't give 110 all last week. I'll let you know by the end of the week I hit 150. But, like, man, listen. In the beginning of the week, I was not 110.
Nah. Even when you weren't sick, there's times where you, like, because you've been at 100 for so long, you like, yo, I'm about to go home and pass out. I ain't got it today. And that's cool but that's your thing. It's I work this hard, and then, you know, you rest, you take care of yourself when you need to. Yeah. So you don't need somebody that's going to make you feel bad for working hard. That's not because they can't, because a lot of people, what they'll do is make you feel bad because they can't measure up to it.
Yo, can I say this real quick? This surprised me. We never talked about this. I talked to 3 different women recently, and they asked me about my red flags. And I talked about it on here where I said my red flag was my toxic work ethic. I don't know if they just don't know what it's like and don't understand it as much as I do. Mm-hmm. But they were like, that's not a red flag at all. They loved it. I was like, hold on, you like that? Like, I was like, wait a minute now. What you mean? You think that's good? Like what?
It's just like a lot of things. So for some people, it's going to make them insecure because you're working so hard. So they're going to try to take you down or make you feel bad about it because they're insecure about how hard you work. And there's other people where other people where that's a fucking turn on for them. Where they're like, damn, he's working hard. He's working his ass off. Like, I like that shit. You know what I mean? Wifey told me that because I got 2 jobs. And then like I went to her house the other day. I went to go drop some stuff off. I just had some little things for her that I wanted to drop off while she's at work. So I went there, and her place she had just had her kids. So her place was like, there was dishes, there was, you got 2 kids. How's your place going to look?
My place after 1 is freaking insane. So I can only imagine what 2 would look like.
So I went in there to drop some stuff off, and I was like, damn, I don't want her to come home from work to this. Like, I know that's what she's expecting, but it's like, cool. So I did the dishes, I took the trash out, just cleaned up a bit just because it needed to be done. And so why not? So I'll do that and work both jobs. I'll clean my place and hers. I don't give a shit, and she's not like, oh, you work too hard. You know what I mean? She's not like, oh, you should quit one of your jobs because you work too hard, or don't do anything for me. That's too much. She's just like, are you like, she's more concerned about my lack of sleep, but that's a genuine health concern. It's not anything else, but she's complimenting me on my work ethic and working hard because she likes to see that.
I ain't been complimented on that junk in so long, dog. They said they like it, but it wasn't like a compliment. Like, I ain't genuinely been complimented on that in so long. I'm like, dog.
Because they don't see, because these are just words. They don't actually see it. So it's hard to compliment it without that.
Well, I wasn't looking for that for them. I'm just saying in general, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's been like
No, I know. So it's just hard. I just meant it's hard to compliment something when you don't actually see it. Mm-hmm. If you just say I work hard, they're not going to say, oh, they're not going to compliment it because they don't see it. That's what. Well,
that's also, that goes back to my point too, where I was like, I don't know if you actually mean it because you say this now and it's like, okay, but like, you're not in the situation, you're not at that point where you're in bed alone at like 11 p.m. Like, dang, where's this brother at? Like, what's this brother doing? Like,
and that's different. That's the quality time versus acts of service or whatever. If you're what is it called?
That's how I give love. It's the love languages. That's how I give love.
I
give love through acts of service.
Yeah, if your love language is quality time, that's going to be tough for somebody to be with you because your situation now is you work nights, specifically weekends. So, that if they have a weekday type job, if they have a 9 to 5 and they're off weekends, but that's your busiest time, it might be a pain point. I know that if I valued that, I think it would be a problem with wifey because that's her busy time. Is
what's your love language?
I like all that shit.
Oh, here we go. You like,
this
guy likes everything.
I don't. Nah, actually, you know what? I like all of it from her.
Ooh.
Because previously, words of affirmation would make me uncomfortable. But when she says it, it just hits differently. When she gives me words of affirmation, it's something it's because I fucking love her so much too. And so, and we have quality time. I love spending time with her, but I know sometimes it's not the whole day. Sometimes it's just a couple hours before she goes to work. Or sometimes it's just she gets off work and we spend the night. It's a couple hours before we go to bed. And then maybe I don't see her in the morning because I got to get up and go to work. So it's just like she's asleep when I get up and leave. But it's still quality time. It's just not as much as I would like. But that doesn't take away from it. It's just appreciating those moments. It doesn't matter how few and far between they are. It's making the most of them when we have them. So I like the words of affirmation. I think was the only one that made me uncomfortable before, but when she does it, it's different. And so I've always liked to give gifts especially because I went several years without it. But
Hello.
But even I just like, and not even like, you bought me, I don't know, nothing big. Just like some little shit. Like I told you before, when she bought that pen to go on my jacket because she bought the same one for herself.
I think it hits different though when it's like stuff you actually like. All right, because like I've had people like buy me stuff just to say they bought me stuff, and I hate it. Like just buy me stuff. Like if you're gonna buy me stuff, buy me something there's some meaning towards it, or like you bought it because you know I'd like it. Because I don't want just junk for saying I have junk. Like I want there to be like I know for a fact he's gonna love this. I know he's gonna like it.
Or like I saw this and it made me think about you, so I got it.
Yes. Like people just be buying junk just to be buying junk. And it's like, yo, like you don't gotta just say you bought me something. Like, you know what I mean? Like I get it's my birthday, but like really like, listen, I'd rather you cause I'm a quality time guy. Like I'd rather you plan a day and say, hey, here's what we're doing throughout all the day. That's going to mean a whole lot more to me than you just buying me crap to buy me crap.
Yep.
I like experiences. Yep. You know what I mean? I'm an experience guy. Like if you give me experiences, I'm for all of that. Yep. So when did you realize they weren't the one? I realized they weren't the one when they bought me crap and said, happy birthday. No, I'm just kidding. That's so bad.
I'm just kidding. All right, I know we up against it. You fucking stupid, dog. I can't let us get out of this segment though without putting ourselves on blast, because we called out a lot of shit that was like petty shit to us that would make us realize someone's not the one or not worth our time. What's something you do that's not worth somebody's time? Something that somebody else has considered petty or you think would be petty, but something that you do to where they're like, to where you wouldn't be worth somebody's time. If you could think of it.
Oh.
Because I can't let it get off the hook like that.
Yeah, I don't want to be
transparent.
I want to be flat. Right. I don't want to get off the hook either. I'm trying to think. You got one? You go ahead and do one while I think.
I think, man, I'm just trying to think of the ones that have. I know that my goofiness has been one for sure.
Same.
That's been, yeah. I've gotten.
We're just not for everybody. That's all that means.
I've gotten, yeah. Nobody's for everybody, but yeah, I've gotten unmatched for the goofiness. Trying to think of something else that somebody would do.
Okay, I got one.
Go ahead.
I could be socially awkward at times. I don't mean to be. I enjoy conversations so much and I'm into it so much that the excitement could come off awkward at times. And like a lot of times, like I just misplace words and like don't, like I'll mean it to come off differently than how it sounds in ways and stuff. And it just comes off weird, or it comes off like, whoa, like, but some people are really cool and they're like, I know what you meant. Other people are like, yeah, I can just be socially awkward, but it's not from a place of harm. It's more just like, I'm just having fun. You know what I mean? And I also know I'm stupid. I know I'm awkward, but like, I don't care anymore. Like, cause I used to care and it used to be something I was afraid to admit, honestly, like, oh no, I'm not socially awkward. Like, no, I absolutely can be socially awkward at times, but I've gotten better because I acknowledge the fact I'm socially awkward. I've gotten better at recovering from those moments. But like, man, I could tell some embarrassing like social interactions that I've had, and I wish I could take back. But yeah, yeah.
I thought it would too. So I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I'm completely honest and upfront about everything. So I know I come off. I know I come on strong as fuck a lot of times.
Strong. I guess me too.
So I know.
I agree with that one.
And because I'll say it, I've told you this, and you may not need to do it to the same extreme I do, where you're like, I don't know if I should say it because I don't know if that's the vibe. And my thing is like, I'm gonna fucking say it because that's how I feel, and I'm not holding my shit back. If I'm like, yo, that's dope, or yo, you look fucking great, I'm gonna say it. And if you're like, whoa, chill, cool, then I'm not for you. That's fine. That's totally fine. We can go our separate ways. You can unmatch me. You can walk away. I don't know if we're in person or not. But that's just how I am. Like, yeah, it's dope.
And I'm because I'm the same way, but I just don't be saying it.
You just got to be okay with. It's not like you said. It's not for everybody. You're gonna turn some people off. They're gonna be like, oh, you like that's too much. All right, cool. Then I'm too much. It's all good. You ain't gonna hurt my feelings. I'm too much for a lot of people, and that's fine. That's totally fine. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I'm not going to change who I am for not one motherfucking soul out there. But I know I do come on strong sometimes because I'll just let it fly. I'll give you a compliment if I feel it's necessary. I'll answer a question honestly. I don't give a fuck what the answer is. I'm going to answer it honestly. And because of that I do. I believe in that. I've just got to get better at like just vocalizing my thoughts. Ever since I started doing that, I got my answer quick. I tell you that all the time. I got my answer. Are we going somewhere? Nope, I got my answer. Cool. I ain't wasting no time. I didn't waste their time or mine. Cool. We can move the fuck on. It is okay. But I know I think that's probably the one that's the most out there is I'll talk about, going to therapy or when I cry or whatever the fuck isn't mainly socially accepted, or I'll compliment the hell out of you. I'll give a compliment, like you said, give you your flowers and I'll fuck off. But a lot of times even that's too much. I forgot that like it wasn't acceptable for men to cry like socially. And I was out with a woman and she was telling me a sad story. I was like, stop, you're about to make me cry. She was like, oh, stop, don't cry. I was like, oh, I forgot. I'm not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that.
But it was a really sad story. I was like, dang, like you about to make me cry, bro.
There's some women that'll look at you. They'll never look at you the same way if you do.
But it was sad, John. I was like, yo.
Hey, I will bawl. I will fucking boo-hoo.
I've been about to cry out here, bro. Come on, man.
Shit, you almost got me last time.
That's right.
You almost got my ass. I rewatched it. I was like, damn, I was really on the brink, dog. I was clenching my jaw to fight it back. I was clenching my jaw because that shit was coming. That shit was coming out. I was like, yo, bro. I didn't realize. Yo. I knew I was close in the moment, but watching myself, I was like, yo, I can see it. I can see me doing clenching my jaw and shit.
I was over here like not making eye contact with you at all. I was just looking down. Like I was like, I'm not gonna look at him. I'm not gonna look at him.
I was about 30 seconds away from doing this shit, looking up to hold him in and shit. Me looking up like doing this shit.
That's crazy. Yeah, it gets bad. It gets rough out here, brother. It gets rough.
Yeah. But you know what? Like you said, we not for everybody. Nobody's for everybody. So it's the main thing here is just when you have a feeling that that person's not the one, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter how petty it may seem, how bad they may make you feel about it because they think it's small. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter because if it's something you can't deal with in the beginning, it's most likely something that's going to irritate the fuck out of you down the road. So and we've talked about this before. People can change. Yes. I don't think you should bank on that because that's a hell of a fucking risk to just say like, oh, maybe they'll change it. especially if you don't discuss it with them. That's a hell of a fucking risk, dude. I couldn't do it. I couldn't be that way.
Better
but if
you
that's
than
what you
me.
want, yeah, better you than me. If that's what you want for your life, cool. That's what you want for your life.
I'm going to say
the
this.
best.
I'm going to say this. When did you realize they weren't the one? If you realize that they weren't the one, cool. Move on, move forward. If you realize that I ain't the one, leave me the heck alone.
Let's go. Don't come back. Don't come back. Don't say I suck. I'm the worst. Oh, I suck. Oh, I'm the worst. I thought I messaged you, but I didn't. No, you know you didn't. Now you're trying to come crawling back. Get the fuck out of here and stay the fuck out of here.
The
I'm
amount
gonna
of
talk on
times
his
I've
behalf.
gotten that in the last 3 months, bro.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
Stay gone.
Stay gone. It's okay. You can stay gone. You don't gotta, oh, I miss him, and then try to come back. Why is it I suck? Why isn't it I'm sorry? Because that's why. Because they're not. They're not sorry. They're trying to come back without apologizing because they didn't feel like they did anything wrong. So they just trying to get back in your life on some bullshit. Some fucking bullshit. You know who you are. If you watch this motherfucker, you know exactly who you are. You lucky I ain't call your asses out by name. Because I know your motherfucking name.
There are too many names to call out.
I'll list them. I'll put an itemized list out.
Pauline, Charlene. Nadine, Christine, Kathleen.
Oh, man.
I don't think that's what Drake meant when he was doing that.
I don't think so either. I think you on the other end of that, but it's all good. I think you got the point across. That's all that matters. Oh, shit,
Anyway.
dude.
Well, that's a good point for it. Commercial. We hope you're enjoying this awesome conversation. And if you too want to join in, make sure you email us at reachonthehowse@gmail.com. You could send us dating profiles, awkward dating situations, and just funny stories you want to see us react to. We can't wait to read your emails. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. I know you like my new voice. You like this podcast voice. So if you are just listening to this, I need you to put on some headphones right now and turn it up and enjoy. You're welcome. That's for you. But we're going to do what we always do. Start with the favorite interaction of the week. For me this week, it was getting to be a part of a craft night that some of my coworkers put together. So there's a few of them that meet every other week or so, and they do a craft. So it's like a group thing. So they'll just hang out at one of my coworkers' house. They'll host it, and people just go over there and work on a craft they have. There's one girl at my job that's making chainmail for this Renaissance fair that's coming up. She's making a shirt out of like a chainmail shirt. Somebody else that was painting. Someone else was drawing. I went to, and I was just writing a story. One of the other girls was bleaching her hair. She was just re-dyeing her own hair. And it's dope because it's like there's times where it would get quiet because everybody's focused on what they're doing and working. And then those are times where, you're bullshitting and talking and going back and forth. But just being invited to that and hanging out with them was like, yo, these people have been friends for a while. I could just tell just based on their relationship and how they would talk to each other. Like they've been a huge part of each other's lives for a while. So the fact
That's dope.
Yeah. So the fact that they felt comfortable enough to allow me into that space and like welcome me into that, it was cool. It was cool to just have them welcome me there. And then people were just like, we were laughing and joking, and then we would just get quiet. And everybody's working. I'm writing this short story I'm working on, or, it was cool. And if you weren't busy and just working, like there was a time where I got in the zone and I was just writing, like the words was just flowing and I was just writing, and people were talking, but I wasn't even paying attention. And they weren't like, they're not mad because you're not, they know you're crafting. So it's just, yeah. So it was cool. It was cool just to be in that and like, yo, these people have been friends for years.
That's a fire space.
It was, man. It was
bro. That's dope.
It was so productive. It was so productive because, you know, some people were able to talk and do their own craft, and I was talking and joking, and then like I threw a couple ideas because I was trying to develop one of the characters for my story. So I just threw something out there, and some people had some feedback, which was cool. And then once inspiration hit and I was just going, people were just like, I heard somebody say, like, "Oh, John's in the zone," because they just saw me like I was just going. But I was just there writing, and I was like, I looked up, I was like, oh shit, it's 10 o'clock. I gotta get the fuck out of here. You know, but there are people still working on stuff. So yeah, it was cool, man. So yeah, that's my favorite one, just to be in that space. I had never done anything like that, like a craft thing.
That sounds so
sick. In a group setting. Yeah, I've been with wifey. Her and I have like sat across from each other and we both drew something and just had a quiet moment and just focused. That was my first experience with it, and that was dope. Just to sit there, we're not talking. She was drawing something, I was drawing something. I wrote a poem, she wrote a poem. I didn't even realize that we were both kind of doing the same thing, and then we just shared it afterwards. She was like, "Are you okay sharing what you did?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I am. Are you?" She was like, "Yeah." So we just I showed her my drawing. And then just read my poem. She did the same thing. And I was like, yo, this is dope. So it was like that. Obviously with her, it was a whole other level because that was special in itself. But to be in a group like that with some people that are clearly friends for a while and for them to welcome me there that was dope. So that was my favorite one.
That's dope, man. I wish I had like a group around here like that where I can just be creative with and like edit videos around or like.
That's the thing. You could just go bring your laptop there and you just sitting there, headphones on. There was a dude, they've told me before, there's a dude that goes there and he'll make beats. So he'll just have his headphones on and he's just sitting there making beats. And if he wants to take a break, he'll take them off and talk. But otherwise, he's just there. Yeah.
Bro, it's cool. I'm coming, bro. I'm coming to the next one. Look, I'm coming to the next one. We ready, bro?
Let's go.
I'm flying out there. I'm going to the next one. I'll be taking notes for him. I'll be watching them. Mm-hmm. Well, that looks fire. Let's get it. I'll be there, bro. I'll be there.
Yep.
Let's see. For mine, all right. Mine's kind of a little bit of a story. I got to give a little context so you guys can understand how impactful this one was. So I've lived in my apartment for like 2 years. My building for like 2 years. I've been single since October-ish. But there's this woman around here who I when I talk to John, I refer to her as my apartment building crush. She's like, got the girl next door vibes. You know how that is. So I was walking to my car. I was on my way out. I was going to go do Uber, which is a lot funnier for this story. But I was on my way to go do Uber, and I was passing her on the way. She was on her way up from her car, and I was on my way to my car. So I was passing her. I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And she was like, "Oh, hey, what's going on?" And I was like, "Oh, not much, same old, kind of just, BSing around pretty much." And she was like, "Oh, that's cool, blah, blah." We talked for a sec. She was like, you don't have anywhere to go, right? You're just BSing. I was like, "Yeah, no, I lied. I lied. Obviously, this is my apartment crush. I'm not going to sit here and act like I got places to be right now. The only place I got to be is like right here in this moment." So she's like, "Oh, do you want to come up with me and get the dog and then we'll go on a walk with the dog?" I was like, "Yes." I played it cool. I was like, "Yeah," but in my head, I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely, I do. What? Mm-hmm. You darn tootin' I want to be going on this walk with you and this dog." So I go up. Man, she like gives me like a whole apartment tour. She was like, "Yeah, this is it." She was like, and then we were talking. She was like, she was like, oh, I got this one here. She's like, you have an island, right? And she's like telling me, she was like, oh yeah, that's right. I was like, yeah, but you got like a socket in yours. I don't have a wall plug. She had like a little plug on there. She was like, oh, she was like, well, these things here help the cord not fall over. Do you want one? She was like about to give me one of the things. I'm like, no, it's all good. Like, I thank you. I appreciate it though. I'm like, man. So, you know me, I'm just even more so like, oh, this why girl next door, man. I freaking love this girl, man. Not like that, but like, you know, like this girl's
Into
dope.
her.
Yeah, this girl's dope. But yeah, so I was like, yo, this is crazy. So then of course we go for the walk. The walk wasn't as crazy because like it was like, you know, she's walking her dog. So like other people in the building have dogs. So we're all just kind of hanging out at the dog park and stuff. So it was like, you know, a big group of us, but it was still dope because it was someone else who I'm really cool with in the building that was hanging out there. She does like crafting stuff or thrifting stuff. So she's like on like some like not influencer level, but like borderline influencer level. So we kind of relate over that stuff all the time. Because I see her all the time with her dogs. So I was hanging out with them talking, and she had one of her friends there. And she lived a dope life because she had just bought an RV and she was going to travel in the RV. So she was talking about that. Right. So I was like, yo, this is turning out to be a super dope night. And I was literally just on my way to go work. Like, this is great. So then after that, they all like go inside and stuff. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to head out. So I didn't make it weird. Like I didn't try to go back. I just was like, all right, I'm gonna go to work, you know? So I was like, all right, bye guys. You know, they went back upstairs and I went and got in my car and went to work. But I was like, man, what a moment. I was like, what a moment, man. What a night. Like I texted John, I was like, bro.
Yeah.
Cause like I talked to John about her in the past. So like he kind of knew who she was. But I was like, bro, this is crazy. Yep. I'll probably end up ghosted by the end of this, but we'll see.
That's even more awkward because you're more likely to run into her than you are the other ones that have ghosted you. So that'll be comedy.
I don't mind it, bro. People are so weird with that stuff. Like, if you don't talk to me again, like I'm that guy. Like, I'm still gonna be like, oh, hey, how you doing? Like, I don't care, man. Like,
I know you won't. It'll just be funny to see if she does ghost you, how she'd react in that moment.
I mean, we ain't even at that point. I don't even think I don't know if she like, if she's seen it the way I seen it, you know what I mean? Like if she sees me that way, like you seem to think she does. By the way, John seems to tell me, I thought it was so innocent and friendly. John was like, really?
I mean, really, bro? It could be, but I mean, I know I wouldn't bring somebody the second or third time you met her?
No. I see her around all the time.
But like had a conversation.
Oh yeah, this is like the second, like this is the third, like in depth probably conversation we've had. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh no, actually, sorry, second in depth, like because the first one was a while, and then this was probably the second. This was our first one-on-one conversation.
Bringing nobody up to my apartment like that. So you see which number it is and the inside of this motherfucker. I ain't doing that shit to just anybody unless it's either somebody I think we're gonna be good friends or somebody I'm interested in. Because you can't ghost somebody that knows where you live. I mean, you can, but they know where you live. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
So, you tell me I ain't gonna get ghosted? That's crazy. Wow.
I mean, I'm not saying you not. I'm just saying there's always a chance.
My track record says I'm gonna get ghosted.
It's always possible. But I just, for you to think like, oh, she's just doing this. Like she does that with everybody. Come on, G. Come on. Don't do that to yourself. Even if she does, you don't know until you ask. And like, this is your crush. If you don't voice it, she might be like, oh, okay, maybe he just wants to be friends. Yeah. That could have been her like testing the waters and see where you stood. And if you don't voice where you are, she could just be like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe he just wants to be homies. So it's homie vibes.
Yeah. I'm bad at putting myself in the friend zone.
Because you wait for them to make it known. And what if they're doing the same thing?
Yep. And I just
I know.
Yep. All right, bet. I gotta be more forward. Bet.
It's just, you don't have to be like creepy forward. It's okay to let it be known where you are. Like, if you're interested and you want to keep it going, hey, let's keep in touch. That walk was dope. Like, I don't know. I ain't got no shame. So I don't care who's around. If I'm into you, I'm flirting. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no, there was people there. I was not going crazy like that. Cause like I was saying like little stuff here and there. Like I wasn't like, on the way, like when it was just me and her, like little stuff. Like I was like, oh, I like your shoes or whatever. Like, little stuff like that. Like,
you got some nice socks.
You got some nice socks. Some socks is crazy. Those socks is dope. Where'd you get those socks from, girl? Five Below?
Where you get those socks from? I'm trying to give me some.
All right. Anyway, enough of roasting me.
All right.
My obliviousness.
Yeah, it's all good. That's kind of a perfect segue into the final part of this episode. In lieu of my usual would you rather and all that jazz, you know what? I wanted to take a left turn in this, and because you've pretty much come to expect what's happening here, and I haven't mixed it up on you in a while. So I feel like it's no better time than the present to do so. So, in honor of the story you just told, why are you so passive? When you aren't passive in any other aspect of your life, why do you choose when it's someone you're into, someone you want to know about?
Oh no!
Yeah,
He did that. He just did this.
I did.
No, I did not expect this.
Because we had a little brief conversation, but I feel like we can get into it a little bit here. Because any other time you are about it, you are on it, you are like, yo, I'm going to go do this, I'm going to do that. This is something I want, I'm getting there. Or this is something I want to learn or better myself in, I'm doing it. And then this girl was like, hey, like, it was really cool hanging out with you. You're like, oh, yeah, it was. All right, I'll see you. And hey, you want to come up to my place here? I'll show you around. I'll show you my whole place and everything. Oh, okay, that's what's up. All right, I'll see you. Not a keep in touch anything. Not.
I know. I don't even got a number. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't even got a number. Been in your place. I don't even got your number. That's wild.
You just were like, oh, okay, yeah, this is nice. Yeah, this is real nice. Okay.
Yeah, I sure did. That was me. That's exactly how I looked. Why do I do this? Yeah. I guess I don't want the awkward. I don't want to make it awkward. That's one. I don't want to make them uncomfortable. That's two.
That's fair. That's fair.
And then three. What is three? I would say three is probably 1 and 2 getting me so far out of my normal zone of being the aggressor that I'm already in this passive state, because 1 and 2 are just working together so strongly that it's like, no, but you should do this. It's like, no. Hold on, bro. Chill. So 3 is basically me saying like 1 and 2 got together and push my aggressiveness back. But yeah, I think those are the main 2 things.
Yeah, because I get it. I get not wanting to make someone uncomfortable and make things awkward. But that's the name of the game.
I think it's also always. Too. I think I'm also like somewhat fearful of like my image, which is so weird to say. It's coming out now. Like now that I'm thinking about it, but I think there's a part of it that's like afraid of my image, where it's like, that guy who goes for all the girls, like, he's tainted now because it's like, he went for her and went for her and like, you know what I mean though?
mean, no, but it's how you feel, so that's valid. I've never had that.
I don't know. I guess I have a lot of pride. So like,
yes, you do.
So having a good name and a good image means a lot to me. So I guess I'm very selective with who I actually am like forward with and aggressive.
Nothing wrong with that.
And when I am, I want to make sure it's like, okay, this is the only one in this area. You know what I mean? Like, for example, when I told that story about that girl that I approached in that store that I like to go to, I will never approach another girl in that store again. Because I don't want that. I don't want that name of that guy who does that. You get where I'm coming from?
I get where yes, I get it. You don't want to just be like, oh, this dude goes after all the girls that work here.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. I don't see what that has to do with
this guy goes after every girl who lives here.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
So that's in there somewhere.
Who gives a fuck? First off, if somebody's watching your life that closely and keeping track of all that, cool. Thank you for keeping track of my shit. Because clearly you don't got a TV or you don't got your shit is boring as shit. If you got to pay that much attention to my life, this shit must be entertaining. So you're welcome for the entertainment, but you can hang the fuck back and keep that shit to yourself. That's cool. It's fine.
That's fine.
I get it's more so that was totally jokingly, but I know it's just in your own head and you're just like you said, it's that pride of like, oh, I don't want to.
You've heard of main character syndrome. I feel like I got it in reverse. Where
what the fuck is reverse of it?
Because main character syndrome is you think like everyone's paying attention to you. You think that you're the best and everyone's into what you're doing. Whereas like I think everyone's paying attention to me, but I think it's in like negative ways. You know what I mean? So like, no, seriously, like I think I had like the way I have it is it holds me back from a lot of stuff because I'm like, oh, you're judging me. And I don't like that. And it, yeah, you know what I mean? And I was like, ooh, yeah. Oh, we're getting deep on this episode.
We are. I don't give a fuck. My episode is always goofy. Sometimes it's just what catches my eye. This is something you added on the fucking topic. So as soon as we looked, I was like, that's coming up in my segment. I don't give a fuck about a would you rather. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, we're solving this. Julie's gonna try to hang out with this girl.
I just don't want you to be afraid and hold yourself back and potentially miss out on something or someone special because you had this pride or this imagined obstacle in the way. You know, it's I had the same thing, and I know that's part of it, and that's why I joke around with you a lot because I'm the same way. I didn't want to make anyone uncomfortable. I didn't want to make anything awkward, but the nature of it is if I'm not willing to throw that out there, then what am I going to do? It's what we talked about before. I'm only going to go after the women that I know for sure like me.
And then, so then that causes you to get into bad relationships though, because too, now you're like, oh, like I only want to go after the ones who I know like me. And these are the women who I know for a fact like me. I'm not giving myself a chance to like earn the like. Because I'm not pushing that.
This is someone I'm really into, but I don't know if she's into me, so I'm not going to do that. But I know this girl's really into me, so I know for sure it'll work. So I'll do that, and then you'll be unhappy. I missed out
a lot like that. Yeah, I missed out on a lot like that. Now that you say that, like thinking about it, the past and stuff, I missed out on a lot like that. That's crazy,
and that's okay. That's okay. But stop doing that shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yo, when you put it out there like that, that's crazy, bro. I never even thought about that. I need another drink for this segment. This is crazy. If you told me you was doing this, I would have cracked another can, bro. This is crazy. Oh shoot.
It's all good, man. It's all good. I just only reason I And I'm joking with you on this shit. You know that. But
of course.
I only see it because I did the same thing. And it took me so long to realize that that's what I was doing. That's where my 2 relationships came from. My 2 serious ones. That's where, a lot of the women I dated came from. On a few of the apps that I was on, when I was dating on apps, I would just, I wouldn't swipe. One, because it made me feel weird. Because I'm just making assumptions based on how they choose to present themselves. So it was judging off of the pictures and what they had to say. And if they were verified or not. If they weren't verified, it was an immediate left. But it was just judging off of that. Yeah, it was just judging off of that. And that I didn't like it. I didn't like how that made me feel because I'm putting them in a box, which is what you have to do. You have to make an assumption based off how they choose to represent themselves. And so because of that, and because we talked about this before too, no matter who I date, I feel like I'm dating outside my race. So it was like, I don't know if they're going to like me. So I don't even I could swipe, but I don't know if they're going to like me. So I would just see who liked me. And I would just match with them and then see if they're cool. And that's not the fucking way to go about it at all. It's not the way to do it. It's not the way to do it. Like, oh, she liked me. Oh, okay, yeah, she's cute. All right, let's see how this goes.
See, also the inverse of that though is bad. Don't swipe right on everybody and see who likes you out of that group. Because I've heard people do that strategy, and that's not the best strategy either. I've
done that before too. No, that's not great either. I've done that as well.
Swipe roulette and see who you get.
Yes.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, no, not a good practice either. So I'm not talking shit on you about being selective. Be as selective as you want to be. I just want you to. When you see someone you are interested in, I just don't want you to be afraid to say it. Because you said it's not the rejection. And it's all about delivery, honestly, about making things awkward and making someone uncomfortable. There's a way to do it. If you're in her apartment and you say some weird shit, yeah, she's going to get uncomfortable because that's some weird shit.
Right.
And you're in her you're in her home. So, yeah, there's a way to fuck it up. But if you are just conscious and mindful and respectful about the way you bring it up and say it, you're not going to offend anybody. You might make it awkward because she might be like, oh shit, this is supposed to be just friends. And you're doing it. And it's like, oh shit, my bad.
You do it too much, bro.
I'm just into you. So, you know what I'm saying? But if you just want to be cool friends, cool. Or I don't think I could be friends with you. So we can go our separate ways. Like, and that's, you don't got to be everybody's friend. You ain't got to do that shit.
I didn't realize how silly it sounded that I was in her apartment and don't have her number until I said it out loud on this podcast.
It's a nice place. This is real nice. Yeah, I like what you did here. Oh, that's your favorite drink? That's what's up. That's crazy. All right. See you later. Dang. I mean, at any point there, just like, yo, I gotta go to work, but this is dope. I was about to go to work, but like, yo, next time we should have a drink, or next time let's go on a longer walk. It's okay to shut it down. You don't got to be there until the end. It's okay to be like, yo, I got shit to do, but this was dope. Let's do this again. I just like talking shit, dog. You ain't gotta.
Yeah. I'm just really thinking about this, man. I'm like, yo, this dude was really in her apartment and left and does not have her number, bro.
Nope. Not a thing. The crazy thing is, I was out eating dinner when you messaged me. And first of all, you the worst storyteller ever. When you do that bits and pieces shit. When you actually tell a story, you're good at the storytelling aspect of it. But when you do this bits and pieces shit, that shit irritates me like no other. Like,
bro, I was working.
I got a story. Okay, yeah, what's up? 7 minutes go by. I'm like, cool, man. You gonna say I got a story and what? You threw your phone behind your head? Where'd you put your fucking phone when you said that? And then for you to say, yo, remember that girl that I went on that walk with? Yeah, I remember. I was in her apartment. Silence. Okay, what the fuck are you talking about? What are we doing here? Why are you stopping there? It's okay you don't gotta wait for my response. I was getting so, I
didn't realize it gas. It's like, bro, remember that girl? I was in her apartment.
Yep.
Just literally like spaced those three out, and that's all I said.
Ghosted me for like a cool 10 minutes. I was like, dude, I'm on the edge of my fucking seat right now. You're gone. What the fuck are you talking about?
I was building tension.
You were. Yeah, it worked. It fucking worked. And then when you sent that voice message, that's when I saw, I was like, because, you know, the transcript isn't always accurate. So I was like, it says here that he went in her apartment. There's a few other things you left out that I will leave out as well. But all you did was walk around her apartment and just talk to her. And she gave you a tour and just showed you some of her favorite things there, essentially. And I was like, I think it says sometimes can and can't get mistranscribed. Okay. But I think it says I don't have her number. I didn't get her number. He said did, right? Like he didn't say I didn't. He didn't say I did that and then went on a walk with her and I didn't flirt because there were other people around. Like it's not your mom. Your mom ain't there. It's okay for an adult to be interested in another adult, even if others are around. You weren't going to say nothing weird or creepy. You know what I'm saying? So who cares? Who cares? Oh man, I just think that's funny. It's all good. I'm just talking shit. I gotta somehow. That's why I wanted to bring it up on this part of it so I could talk shit. But that's why I messaged you. Yeah.
I was so like another thing that's in my mind is like I was with her when another guy was flirting with her, and it just was really weird. But it makes sense when you say it was his delivery though. You know what I mean? Like it was his delivery.
There's like, a way to flirt and to show you're interested without being a fucking creep.
I was like,
you know, making shit overly sexual, making everything sexual. Or, yeah.
I was like,
when you doing that shit, taking every little thing and turn it into a sex thing. It's like, all right, dude, chill the fuck out, dude. Come on. Like, how old are you for real?
I was like, dog, like, no. And that was like the first time we really like talked. And it was like, So yeah, I don't know. That's why it's hard because it's like, it was only the second time we talked and I was like, dude, I don't know if like, you know, this is just like because like in our last conversation, we kind of talked about the apartment layouts. So I don't know if that was like part of it, but also the way it just happened so organically, it was kind of like, like, you know, the eyebrows went up, but it was also like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the only solution here is to create another organic interaction. Sounds like the only solution.
Are you really going to, can I say what you said you were going to do?
Yeah. I don't care who's watching. I mean, I think one of the people who was actually sitting outside with us does follow me on Instagram. So I hope none of the clips go up, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. Go ahead.
So if you go knock on her door.
Mm-hmm. No weird stuff.
No. I know.
Yeah.
You ain't got to say that. And it's never going to be that. I know how you are. It's just wild to think that, like you said, you know where she lives, but you can't contact her otherwise. like this is 90s type shit. This is 90s type shit.
Yeah.
Where you can't, you got a house phone, and I can't call you a house phone because your mom or your dad might answer, and I might not get to you. So I know where you live, though. It's that type shit.
Knock on the door. You want to go for a walk?
But I am so invested in this. I am so curious how this interaction would go because you don't hear about that shit like this these days specifically. So if
I'm
you
thinking about going old school with it. Okay.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, the reason why I know it's okay too, so you guys aren't like, oh my God, he's going to just knock on this door and bother this poor woman.
Because she took you there.
Well, first of all, she took me there. But second of all, she told a story about a guy who like did it for like a completely different reason and how like accepting and welcoming she was about it. So that's why I know it's like, it's okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's all about delivery. It's knowing how to make your intentions known or make your interests known without making someone uncomfortable. There's a delivery. There's word choice. There's a lot. You can be intentional about a lot of shit to get your feelings across without cornering somebody or making them feel cornered. It's like, hey, you can immediately like, hey, I hope this is cool. Like I was, my mind was elsewhere. I was focused on work, but I really want to spend some time, like some more time. I want to go on a walk again or something, but I hope it's cool that I hope it's cool because you showed me. So I just wanted to say, I wanted to go on a walk again. I wanted to go out sometime, or I wanted that fucking drink you showed me. Like,
I was hoping I didn't have to go to that length, and like it would be like another like passing in the garage thing. But if it doesn't happen, I gotta make it happen, man.
I mean, yeah, hopefully it is, because I know that's not. I mean, if you can't even ask her when she's there, how you can go knock on the door? You gonna knock with some authority, or you gonna knock like, hey, are you there? Julian.
Open up, this is the police.
No, just
that ain't
it's
it.
me.
That
No,
ain't
hell
it.
no, that ain't it. That ain't even funny. Because I don't even like knocking on people's doors when they know I'm coming. I just don't knock loud.
I be sending text messages like, hey, I'm outside. That's just the wave today, so it's gonna be weird to be like, hey.
I mean, I did that.
Hey.
I did that with wifey. She knew I was coming over, and I have a key, but it was still like, it feels weird because it was the first time I had gone over there when she was there, and I had a key. And it was like, I'm not just gonna use it. That feels weird to me. It felt weird, so I was like, I'm just gonna knock, and I did that shit too. I was like, why are you knocking? Like, why am I knocking? Why am I
so passive with the knock word?
Yeah, all but right. She came in a lot. She was like, you could have used your key. And I was like, I just didn't.
That whole key you got.
Yeah, I was like, I just didn't want to. She was like, no, it's fine. She's like, I knew you were coming. Like, my fault. Oh, okay. Next time I'll just, okay, you right.
All right, summary for this whole section. I'm going to tell you this.
Yeah.
Stop being passive in these moments. I'm going to start just letting it be known. Just put it out there, man. Who cares who's around? Like, listen, this is what's up. This is legit. This is where we at, bro. And then other summary is I'm going to go knock on that door.
So stay tuned for that shit. I can't wait. It might be favorite interaction of the week, or might be number 5 on the ghosting for the year. We don't know yet.
Or it might be, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, can we just be honest? Like, that is completely possible and completely a plausible reaction to that.
If that's wild. If she showed you her place, like, hey, come up to my place because I need to get my dog. If she goes from that to what the fuck are you doing here? That's wild. That's wild and more wild than any of the ghosting stories that you have.
Fair enough.
That's
You're
wild.
right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Again,
this is why I'm the hopeless romantic of the podcast. For segments like this, this is why. This is where we're at.
I only bring it up because there were too many times where I did the same shit, where it was just like, oh shit, you liked me? Yeah, stupid. They were like, yeah, you didn't get any of it. Oh, I didn't get none of that shit.
Yeah, that's happening.
Oh, my fault. Like, you think I do that for everybody? Like,
yo,
oh, you don't?
I got,
damn,
since you
crazy.
brought that up, I gotta tell this story real quick. At my last job, I was working with this girl. She had a crush on me and I had no idea. I asked her to move my car in the snow because she was getting out of work and it was starting to snow. I was like, yo, can you just run out and move my car for me? I forget why. I forget where I was parked, but I was like, yo, can you do me a big favor? Can you just move my car closer to the end? Because I get out late. Like I was getting out at like 10, 11 o'clock at night. I was like, yo, can you please just move my car up for me? It was Valentine's Day. She told me this later on. She had a crush on me and she was like hoping that there would be like flowers or something in my car for when she got in there. There was nothing there. Dog.
You really just wanted your car closer.
That's really hard.
That's so cool. That's so cool. She was probably like, ooh, this is so romantic. Like he really thinks like this is so, that is a smooth as, if that's actually what you had done, that's smooth as fuck though.
I had no idea.
That's smooth as thing. She probably going out there like, ooh, I can't. You open the door like, oh, he really just wanted me to move his car. Yeah. Oh, that's fun. Oh shit. Oh
yeah.
Man.
Yeah. So that's hi. That's me. I'm oblivious. That's it. If that don't show it, like. She was like, why would I want to move your car in the snow if I didn't like you, stupid? And I was like, duh.
Why would I agree to that shit if I don't? Yeah.
I was like,
oh,
yeah.
Oops.
Like when she finally told me, I was like, oh, that's duh.
That's my bad.
Oops. That makes a, when you put it like that, wow. Like that, there's a lot of power behind your stupid. So like, I get it. Like, wow. Yeah.
So like you said, it's okay to recognize no matter how bad other people make you feel about it. It's okay to realize that when you realize or when you get that feeling that this person isn't for you, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to let it go if that's really what you feel you should do. And if it's someone you're interested in, don't be afraid to shoot your shot. Just make sure you don't be a fucking creep. And just make sure you do it respectfully. Yeah, I had to let you get the time to shoot that. Yep. Just make sure, just do it respectfully. That's okay. But let it be known. Don't be afraid to share your feelings.
Sorry. I had to throw a few pump fakes. Had to throw a few pump fakes in there, you know. Sometimes you got pump fake. Like, oh, never mind. That's when you see they got a man or something, you pump fake. Oh, never mind. Step back. Drop it. Step back. Okay.
Pass it.
Pass the rock. Word. I'm gonna just hand it off to John. John's always catching W's. I'm the hopeless romantic of the podcast. John's always catching W's. It's just the way it is. Some things will never change. Always.
I just happen to get lucky and have the greatest woman ever come into my life ever in the history of ever. So I'm not gonna say always.
I just need you to sprinkle some luck. You know, like send put some in a box, ship it over to Connecticut, and just let me open that junk up. Ding, ding, ding,
you know what I did?
We're good.
I took a chance. I took a chance on this woman I really liked. I took a chance that she would like me. That's all I did.
And if you'd like to take a chance, hit up reachonthehowse@gmail.com.
Reachonthehowse@gmail. Take that chance. Man. Shoot your shot. Or you can pump fake if you're not really feeling them after this. But shoot your shot. Ghost them. Actually, show you're really interested in them and ghost them. Whatever it is. Or if you want us to talk about something, let us know. But most importantly, shoot your shot with this man. I really want to get an email for him to share during my segment specifically, because I won't say a fucking thing about it until it's here. Let's catch him off guard again next time. Yeah. You know what time it is.
You know what time it is. Man, keep grinding, keep chasing your dreams, man. We out.
We out.